That's great.
Like hear me? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Yeah.
I need some makeup down here. I'm good.
You need to powder your
Why?
head,
That
man.
wasn't funny either. You shouldn't be laughing, man.
You need to powder your head.
It
Powder
ain't
your
sunny.
head, man.
It ain't sunny.
Yeah, no, it got right now. You got a little white spot.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Put
my
some grease on that.
Don't worry about it.
No, man, right here in the
Join
center.
the club,
Look,
man.
put a little.
Oh, you close.
What? Hey, it ain't gonna happen.
You close, man.
It ain't gonna
Hey,
happen.
the only thing you missing, man, you gotta get rid of this, man.
Hey, George Jefferson to his finest,
You
man.
gotta get rid of
I'm
this.
moving on up.
You gotta get rid of this.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's happening, man?
Hey, how you feel?
Oh man, chilling. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh yeah. How was your week?
Long week, man. I was working this week, man. I really had no off days, man. Get on the road, come back home, working. Mama had me working around the count.
Tommy, you ain't got no job.
Hey, about 5 years ago, I didn't.
Tommy, you ain't got no job. Tell her working, man. I saw you cutting the grass. Oh, that's might be work too.
That's
Okay.
work.
I told you, Tommy, you ain't got no job.
How your week went this week?
Oh man, busy, man. Real busy, man. Andre and I clean off the back, and man, you know.
Andre? Don't you say Andre and I? That don't even sound right. You mean Andre?
Organ?
Yeah.
I didn't say Organ. I said Andre.
Yeah. No, I said Andre. You said Andre and I. No, it ain't no I. It's Andre.
Andre
You ain't
and I.
did nothing, man. You back there supervisor.
Tommy, I got a job.
Yeah, whatever.
Andre is my brother. The one that our brother.
And you played Big Brother.
The one that went to Alabama for 2 years.
He came back.
Yeah, he came back. No, he came. They ran him from down there.
Don't say that, man. Dre, you hear that? If you listening, man, you better call right now.
They ran about 85. When I met him, I said, "Boy, where your shoes at?" Here, ran out of shoes, boy.
Don't do my boy like that, man.
Man, hey, and that's why I told him to go down and mess with the people down there. Man, them country folks, they ran him off from up there, boy.
All right, man, let's crank it up, man.
Yeah, man. So give us an update on your friend, man.
Yeah, hey, folks, for those of you paying attention last week, we was talking about my friend Wendell Price down in Rain, Louisiana. He in Acadia Parish, and we was talking about the things he was going through. There's no updates of late. I've been waiting for him to call. I talked to him week before last, and he didn't call last week or this week. So hopefully he'll call this week, and I give you guys an update when he do call. But for those of you that didn't watch the show, his name is Wendell Price, and he's going through a lot of civil rights infringements up on him. So I need y'all to check it out. Y'all can go to Facebook, check it out. His name is Wendell, Wendell Price. Price. So go to his Facebook and check it out. He did a lot of lives. He got arrested on some crazy mess. So y'all pay attention and stay tuned, because hopefully in the next couple of days I should have an update.
Who arrested him?
He was arrested by the Rain police, but the warrant came from Crowley, Louisiana. Okay. The ADA, he drew up some kind of baloney. It was just, the whole thing has just been all kind of crazy mess going. So he got an attorney, so hopefully they get the process moving and he'll be able to bond out.
Okay. Do you know the ADA name?
I gotta research it. I had all this in my mind, but my mind all over the place now, because I'm so set on and ready for him to get out, man.
Okay. Cool. So let's make sure that the people get all the information.
Yeah,
the ADA name, we want to make sure that we take and do this right here and do it right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back him right. Wendell, hey, we're going to back you, bro.
Yes, sir.
We're going to back you, for sure. So what's on your mind today, man?
Man,
you already told me what's on your heart. Wendell's on your heart, so what's on your mind?
Man, a lot of things been going on in the news, man.
Yeah.
But before that, let's get started with this. I saw your little sorry release for your football schedule, man. I was disappointed, man. Y'all suck, man.
So
y'all suck. Hold on.
I don't want to interrupt. I
don't want to interrupt y'all. Just go ahead and tell me how you feel about it.
So that means you're a Falcon fan. You took time out your busy schedule, which you say you was busy this week. Tommy, you ain't got no job. But you took time out to make sure that you saw the release video of the Falcons, right?
I saw the whole division. I watched everybody.
You did? You watched everybody.
Yes.
So, but you watched ours first, right?
No, I watched ours first.
Oh, you did? I didn't watch ours last. I didn't watch ours because I knew it wasn't going to make no sense, really. But I do like this right here.
What's that?
Bill Belichick made it. He was in the video.
He was?
Yeah, they trolled him.
Trolling for what?
We ain't talking about that.
So the same man that beat y'all in the Super Bowl, y'all troll?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Come on,
We're not
man.
talking about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Hey, people, what kind of sense that make? They trolling the guy that whipped their tails at the Super Bowl.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
So how was it, man? You like it?
Man, I like it. You know, the schedule, I was thinking that it was gonna be a little soft, but it ain't soft at all.
For real, I didn't see y'all schedule.
We got like Buffalo, we got we got the Patriots, we got Miami.
Oh yeah, you know we're gonna play the same teams. It's probably gonna be off 1 or 2 teams.
And this is what I like about it too. You know, they said, hey, they're gonna put the spotlight on the Falcons because they think they really got an up and coming good offense, right? You know, the defense they still say that's questionable, right? So they gave us some night games. They gave us some Thursday
don't mean you're winning.
Monday night games. You know, the Saints. You know, the Aints. We don't know what's your schedule.
When the last time you won 9 games? You ain't won 9 games in 7 years.
Right
Who
before
cares?
Thanksgiving, right?
Who cares?
You know,
You ain't won 9 games in 7 years. Who cares? Exactly. Exactly.
Watch this. Watch this.
Move on.
Watch this. No, we're not moving on. We stand still, right? Stop. Hold it. Wait a minute. We're gonna stop right here, and we stay right here for just a minute, okay?
I hear this every year. Man.
Hey, we got y'all on November the 23rd, I think, something like that, on Sunday, right?
The last game of the season. I like that though, because it's
well,
better.
that's when we go to y'all.
It's better at the end of the season.
Yeah, we got to y'all. But we got Tampa Bay the first game.
Oh, for real?
Here.
We play Arizona the first game.
Oh, y'all do? Okay. Yeah, then we go out. After we play y'all, I think we go out to Arizona, something like that, you know. But, you know, the schedule, you know, and we talk about Andre, right? Andre Collins said, hey, man, we got the Cowboys. We got the Lions. I say, when we go? He say, I say, that ain't the regular schedule. What you looking at? He said, oh, man, I must have been asleep. I say, you must have been asleep. Because we talk about preseason. We don't care nothing about that.
And it don't even matter.
It don't matter. You know, I say, man, you know what? Now, I would like to go up to Detroit, you know, and see how they was working. I wish that had been a regular season game.
Yeah.
You know? Really, Dallas, I wish that had been a regular season game. But, hey, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, didn't y'all play them last year?
Yeah, we played them last year. We played them here. That's when Dak really sprung his hamstring or something. He was out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they looked at terrible all year long, really. You know, so Philly opened up with who was that? I saw who they opened up with.
Don't they got the first game?
Yeah, they got the first game.
Open up the season.
They opened up.
I saw it last week. They was talking about it.
Yeah, they were talking about who they opened
before
up
the schedule
with.
came up. I forgot who they playing.
Yeah, I forgot who they playing too. You know, so any Philly fans out there, y'all let us know right quick. You know who they open up with. I'm a Philly fan, and
you got about 3 or 4 teams. Tell the truth. Football, basketball, all sports.
No, I got one true team that I love.
There you go. Making excuses.
That's the Atlanta Falcons. And I love Georgia. Georgia.
What about Seattle? You was liking Seattle at one time?
See, I mean, those honorable mention. Seattle. Yeah.
It needs to be your number 1 team. They
Philly.
win.
That's honorable mention. I say true.
Philly too.
Falcons
Hold up. Time out.
In Georgia.
Time out.
And I like the Braves too.
You like Philly too?
Honorable mention.
How many teams you got, man? I'm just
honorable
talking.
mention don't mean it's me. You know, hey, I watch them.
That's crazy, man.
I watch them.
You ain't no true fan.
I'm a true Falcons fan. See,
you ain't no true fan.
Falcons fan.
You ain't no
Georgia.
true fan.
I'm a true Georgia fan. I like the Braves.
Okay, hold up.
No Hawks.
Hold
up. No.
Didn't you have a Michigan T-shirt on a couple years back?
Who?
Michigan.
No.
Yeah.
No, Tracy.
Not last year.
You know, Tracy asked me if they won. Well, no, he said Alvin. You supposed to, when Michigan played Alabama, he said you supposed to go for the SEC. I say no, I will rather wear a Michigan shirt.
So did you wear a Michigan shirt?
Wear an Alabama. No,
did you? What, you wore another college? No, that was for the Super Bowl. You had Seattle on. You had something on. The Rams. No, it was the Rams. You had the Rams on one year. You been wearing so much of other shit.
How many shirts you go claim I had on?
I saw you in a Rams shirt, and I saw you in a Michigan shirt.
You saw me in the Rams. You should have took a picture of that because I don't remember that.
That was a couple years ago, man.
A couple years ago?
At Rams.
Man, you can't remember what happened yesterday. How you going to remember what happened a couple years ago?
I remember that. I took a picture of it. I got it on my phone, too. I'm going to post it. Don't worry about it. I post everything. I'm going to post it. I got you. I'm going to post it.
Post it.
Who was that shit? That was the Rams, man.
Man, why you talking about the Rams, man?
Because you wanted them, when they went to the Super Bowl, you wanted them to win. Yeah, now you remember.
Honorable mention. I didn't have a random. No, I had a Nike. I had a Nike hat on and a Nike T-shirt on when they played in the Super Bowl.
No, you had. I remember that. I got that picture.
And you remember they played. The Rams played the Bengals, right? Was that right? Cincinnati? Did they play Cincinnati in the Super Bowl?
No, I don't think they played Cincinnati.
Who they played?
No, you talking about 1967?
Yeah, something like that, man. Yeah. That's what you're talking about when I had it on 1967.
Yeah, you know our schedule's about the same, man. I predict us to win 7 games. You know what we want? They want Ark. They're gonna get Ark. They're gonna get Ark in 26, man. That's what they want. They're gonna get Ark.
They telling me to be serious about this, so I am. I'm gonna be very serious. Producers say be serious. I don't say nothing funny. Okay. I'm listening to you.
Nobody told you anything, man.
You said the Saints go win how many games?
6-7 games, yeah. Maybe more than that. If they get 2 more players, because we got money freed up. And Carter freed some money up for us now. Yeah, buddy. We can go after anybody.
Man, the Saints ain't gonna win 2 games, man. Get out of here. Man.
2 games.
2 games, man. Saints ain't gonna win 2 games. You believe Saints gonna win 5 or 6 games. And you don't have a quarterback.
Alvin.
You don't have a quarterback.
Alvin. You don't either.
Huh? We have a quarterback.
What he's won?
We don't.
Nothing.
You finna see what
he's won.
You're going to see.
So you don't have a quarterback either.
So you telling me, okay, let's do it like this. You telling me that the guy that came from South Carolina, what's his name?
South Carolina.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Man, talk about your team, man.
What? No,
talk about your team,
I'm
bro.
trying to no. We talking about the Saints.
We talking about my schedule.
Yeah,
what they got to do with you?
You said we talking about the winning of the games, right?
Yeah.
So that quarterback, what is his name? Rattler? Is that his name?
Rattler ain't playing, man.
He Rattler.
Rattler ain't gonna start.
Okay, so who gonna start?
Don't
tell me that rookie. Oh man,
that's Kellen Moore boy. That boy playing.
Man, did you see the combine that rookie threw the ball? They said, "Oh Lord, he threw the ball in the ground." His
whole workout, they missed 2 passes. Every quarterback go have
mistakes. Man, I didn't see no quarterback, but he'll throw the ball in the ground
because that's what they show you.
Okay, you right.
You one of them people.
You right.
You one of them people don't watch the news. You go to YouTube.
You right. Yeah. No. That's you.
You one of them people.
You a YouTuber.
I am.
Yeah, that's all you look at.
But I don't get my facts from YouTube.
Where you get your facts from?
The news, man.
Man, you just said a couple of episodes ago that you look at the comic book, so you're a comic. You get your facts from the comic books.
40 digest.
Man, who?
That's who. Look it up.
Man. Okay, here we go.
That's a plug, man. I'm trying to get some advertisement, man. That's a plug.
What?
I'm trying to get us some advertising. That's a plug, man.
Moving on. What
you know
did you hear? Did you hear Paul Pierce? What you think about Paul Pierce in his comments, man? You know, well, you out of space over there. You know, I'm trying to make sense of that right now. We coming down to earth, man. Come on, Darryl, come down.
That's where I got my news from. I'm telling you, 1440 digest. Now get back to your question.
Okay, so this week it was asked of Paul Pierce and a couple of more guys, right? Why do black men date white women? You know, and Paul Pierce went on to make some comments. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. I saw it.
Okay, so what you think about his comments saying that they are more appreciative and they apologize more? You know, and you know what you think about that? You know,
it's some truth to it. They're more appreciative and all that stuff. That's out of line. But a couple of these young guys, they need that, and the way everything is set up, they're supposed to be the nurturing kind of woman. They go sit down, be domicile, ain't go argue back, ain't go talk back, none of that. So a lot of them young guys chase that. That's what they want. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want that strength on the other side. They want to be able to get away with murder. So that applies to a lot of them, man. That's true.
So what you saying now, you know, and we ain't gonna take it out of context, or nothing like that. You saying they're easy, or you saying that they're easy? You know, they're not strong as the black female, or you know what? What are you saying? Just you know.
The way society has it, the way they put this and they instill stuff into us. So when you see this all the time, you think that that's the way it is. So a lot of these guys don't know. They might have left home for the first time, go to a predominantly white college. Mm-hmm. So you go be around predominantly white people. Right. So this your first time leaving home, your first time getting out here really dating people. You don't know what's going on. You're out here having fun. And the way society show it to us and teach us, like, this is what you need. This is the prize. So a lot of these guys want the trophy wife, have a blonde headed girl on their shoulder, and that's a lot of guys conform to that, man.
So you call her a trophy wife?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the way society got it, and people are brainwashed to thinking the fact that that's the way it is.
So can a beautiful black lady be a trophy wife?
Yeah, they are.
That's what I'm saying.
What color your wife is?
She's black.
Mine too. And mine don't play no games. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so much of, the apologize and everything like that, because you make it sound like you talking about they're kind of weak or something like that,
But not only that, like the black woman don't do that.
Right.
That's how I took it. Like that was out of line.
Yeah. And I think that he really took it out of line. I was reading an article in 2022. The New York Knicks, they took a picture at a Christmas party, right?
Yeah.
And all of them had mostly white wives.
Yeah.
And the fan base went crazy. They went crazy, right? And I looked at it, right? That's when Julius Randle was with them.
Yeah.
Bronson, all them. Julius Randle is married to a white lady. Bronson is too, right? Mm-hmm. So all of them had, white wives, right? And the fan base was like, it went crazy. And so my thing is this right here. I don't think that it makes the blacker man weaker or nothing like that. To me, you need that stability or that strength in your marriage.
Yeah, you do.
Right. You don't need nobody who's going to be a pushover, softy, or anything like that. You need a backbone.
Yeah.
Somebody to tell you. I want my wife to tell me when I'm wrong. I don't want to agree with me. I want to say, hey, Alvin, you wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm quite sure you want your wife to tell you wrong, which you're wrong most of the time, right? So, we just have to have that figure. I said to myself, my mother, black. I wasn't going to marry anything outside of my race. When I wake up, I want to look just like my mother. You know what I'm saying? So... and that's my take. I understand, to each his own when it comes down to love, right?
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? You can't, ain't no color in love. When you love somebody, you love somebody. Understandable. Right. But the question was asked about why these guys doing it. And to me, it's true, because that's what everything is showing to you. From growing up small, looking up young, that's it. That's perfection. And you get that in your brain and you think that's the way it is. It's not reality, but that's what they put on your plate, and you think that a lot of them guys don't have a clue. A lot of them guys are afraid of that, and some guys, they might have got maybe like you was talking about Dennis Rodman, mm-hmm. like he was mistreated by African American females. Exactly. So in his mind, like he didn't want to go that route no more, so he started dating outside his race, which is understandable, and that's your choice what you want to do. But it's always two sides to everything.
Well, he said that he wanted somebody to accept him for who he was, right? And I can't see a black lady not accepting him for who he was. Maybe that might have been a little extra with Rodman, who knows, right?
Every situation
yeah. And he said, after he grew up and got famous and got the money, some of the females called his mother, and they was asking about him, right? The same females who told him no, so, like I say, you can't take every situation and say it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same, right? I'm looking at this right here. What if this right here should happen, right? Okay, this black male had this white female, mm-hmm. but on her side, say her mother and father don't approve of it.
Yeah.
Don't approve of it, right? Grandmother, granddaddy don't approve of it. Aunts and uncles don't approve of it. On his side, it's the same thing. Nobody don't approve of it. How do you think that marriage would be? How do you think that relationship would be?
It'll be rough, man. Because you already got obstacles anyway. Just getting married, being young or whatever. And now, not only are you fighting against the world, but you're fighting against both families. So that's even more. That's hard, man.
Right.
That's hard.
Because you're going to have somebody in your ear. He'll have somebody in his ear.
Yeah.
So, that would really be rough.
Oh, yeah, man. And you ain't got no family to lean on. You need family.
Man, you really ain't got, y'all got each other because you ain't got no family, right? Yeah. And so it's just different situations, it's different situations that, look at. And, like I say, in love, to each his own, whatever the color may be, the people have to be happy.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Have to be happy. You know, if you happy with what you have, that's fine.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a white woman?
Yeah, in high school. Well, a little after high school.
In high school.
Yeah.
So you was really wet behind the ears and didn't know what was happening then. Huh?
I was just living life, man.
You was just living life.
Living life.
Okay.
You ever dated outside your race?
When I was in the service, right? You know, not only white, Puerto Ricans. You know, it was
Man, you ain't never met no Puerto Rican.
No, I dated a German when I was in
Hey, we'll
Germany.
keep it real in here, man.
Yeah, we'll keep it real. Inside the real room right there.
You never been to Puerto Rico.
See, you don't know when you're inside the service, you see.
Yeah, man, I dated a Puerto Rican. No, the hell you didn't.
Hey, guess what?
Hell I did with that,
Look at you. Look at you. You jealous.
What was her name?
Huh?
What was her name?
I ain't gonna expose that.
Yeah, whatever, man.
What was the white young lady name that you dated?
You said you was in Puerto
What was the
Rico,
white
bro?
young lady name that you dated?
You said you was in Puerto Rico. She got a Spanish name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, her name was Tamika.
No, her name was Angelica. Oh, so. Let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
You heard what Paul Pierce said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to me, this is what I kind of figured that he was saying, right? That the white lady is easier. The black lady is difficult. Very difficult. What you think about that? Answer that question. How do you feel about that?
Man, it's just crazy, man. It's just the point of view, like where you stand at. For me, I was raised by my mom and my grandmama. Okay. So I was babyfied, and as I got older, my mother got tougher with me as I grew up, helped me grow into the man I am. So men need that. You need that sternness. You can't grow up weak or whatever, and you need that sternness. So for me, I needed the same thing. That's what I would look for in my wife. Somebody that was strong, somebody that was independent. And it don't matter what color you are, but like I said again, a lot of people see it that way because they think they could get away with everything on one side and not on the other side.
So you think that they think that she's the white lady is more easier than the black lady?
Yes.
You
yes.
So?
A lot of them guys think that. He wouldn't lie. He played in pros.
Well, yeah. I'm quite sure he had.
What's your opinion about that? How you feel about it?
Well, I wouldn't say easy. Now, I have seen some relationships where, I have seen some black females that were very difficult to get along with, right? Yeah. And so I don't know whether they're taking that perspective of it, right? And that could be in any race.
It could be any color.
Yeah, I mean,
that don't matter.
Very difficult to get along with, where's that? So I wouldn't say that, that they difficult. My wife is sweet. I get along with her well. I've seen my daughters get along with their significant other. My son and his wife get along well. I don't see nothing that's real difficult out of that relationship. Yeah. And, they met in college. So, for them to keep that, from 2006 all the way to 2024.
What they met in Puerto Rico?
No, they met at the University of Georgia. You wouldn't know nothing about that, right?
I thought it was my bad.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all believe you was in Puerto Rico? Yeah, I know your mind.
I know your mind kind of
Puerto
bad,
Rico.
Tommy. Come on, Tommy. Let's get serious about this topic.
No, but the thing, like, we as a society do that shit though. Even like black people, we do the same thing. It's so stereotypical because everybody do that to each other and it's wrong. Just to say, well, she's white, so she weak. That don't mean that. Like, we got to get out of that concept of stuff. Too.
Yeah, and it could be vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah.
Yeah. What about if that man, that black man's that?
Yeah,
he's very difficult to get along with, right?
Or weak, or just get ran over.
Oh yeah, or just ran over. So I wouldn't just say. And what we got to get out of habit of just pointing our fingers at the females, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the males sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
Let's really talk about the males sometimes.
That's true.
Because they can be weak or they can be strong.
Yeah.
So let's not just say the white female or the black female. Let's talk about the males sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you have to. I think. You have to meet each other in the middle.
In the middle, yeah, of course.
Yeah, to make it work, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thinking. What you think about that?
I think I'm going to Puerto Rico
Hey, you know what? Hey, Puerto Rico was nice, man.
No, but it's
You
crazy.
went, man. We went to Puerto Rico a few years ago.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because it's so stereotypical of everybody, even us. We do the same shit because that's what they paint. So that's what you see, and people believe that. And we got to get out of that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I definitely get out of it, right? You know, in those type of subjects, right now, when you bring them up, they real touchy.
Oh, they get super touchy.
Yeah, they
bro.
get real touchy, right? Yes. You know, because you have to be real careful.
Oh yeah, because
in line when
everything can get taken out of context,
exactly,
man.
You can take it out of context. You know, and that's why I try to be careful as to way, you know, the way I say things or try to word it right there, because I'm not trying to take it out of content or to say that, you know, that they're weak or the black woman is difficult. No. You know, relationships are different. Yeah. Situations are different. So, you know.
Got a question for y'all. Okay, just say a lot of black men, once they reach a certain level,
right?
They many of them date outside their race. How you feel about that? Like once you done finished school, you done graduated, you got money with this big company, you making millions, you on another level.
Okay, so them dating outside their race because they make more money, or you know, well, you know, there again, right? You know, I don't think because your income or you raise yourself to another level that you got to necessarily date outside of your race right now. You know, I raised my hand over.
I'm sorry.
Did you see the mic move?
Yes, it moved.
Okay. All right. Well, you on one, Charlie.
Hey, man, let's go.
Tommy, you on one today. Yeah, but that right there, I don't think that is a bigger reason, right? You know, because you are who you are.
Yeah.
You know, from start to finish. So if you were making less money and you begin to make more money, you probably already had in your mind that you was gonna date that lady anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you just gonna change just out of the blue.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true.
I think you are who you are. You know, so you know, my thing is, you know, regardless to the amount of money that I make, you know, I'ma still stick with that lady right there. You know, I'm like this right here. Like I said, you know, my mother black.
Yeah.
My grandmother black, right? So I stay right there with that, right? And not to say, you know, anything, if just because you dated someone like that don't mean that you gotta marry them, right?
Yeah.
You know. So I'm gonna stay right there inside the race. Now, it could be the same way. What about if that white female was here and made money, and she decided that she want to date outside her race? Yeah. What you think about that?
Yeah. How you think a family would take that though? Because that's the only issue I'll be having. Like if you dating outside your race, cool, I got no issues with it. But once if you've been just say you've been dating this woman or dating this girl through college, and then after college you move up and you leave her behind. That's what I don't like. Like even female, male, if somebody been sticking with you from day one, black, white, whatever, and you reach it here and then you switch, that's what I have a problem with.
So do you think that they outgrow them?
I think again with the way society play it, every situation is different.
Right,
but the way society play it, once you make it here, you want that trophy on your shoulder. And you see that gradually more often every year.
So you think because they made it there, then they gonna say, okay, forget you. I'm gonna leave you behind. I'm gonna get this prize.
Yes,
I'm gonna get the prize.
That's not everybody, but some do. And you got to think about another thing too. Like once you make it there, your whole everything changes. Your atmosphere changes. Everybody around you changes. So the crowd you was hanging with in college is different now. Y'all in suits and ties you might be the only black man in the room. So you know the crowd, everything. So does
changes. That influence you?
Of course, of course, it got to.
So then, in that case, then if that's influenced you, then you're not being original to yourself. Then if you got to have that to influence you, you're not being original to yourself. Where the self say, okay, I'm gonna stay with this black lady, or self say I'm gonna stay with this white lady, because it could be vice versa. You can start out with
vice versa.
That's what I'm saying. So that means you not, you know, if you get inside a room and you see a different color, you influenced by that different color, then you not true to yourself.
Real shit.
Yeah. You know, so I don't think I'm gonna let nothing influence me. Whether, you know, if I get $1 billion, $2 billion, Hey, I'm still gonna be the same little nigga from Bankhead.
Where you from? Buckhead?
Bankhead.
You from Buckhead, man.
Yeah, Bankhead.
Bankhead.
Bankhead. Oh, you said Buckhead?
You from Buckhead.
This man said I'm from Buckhead.
Bankhead.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
you
from
ain't never been to
Bankhead
Buckhead in your life,
Church's
man.
fried chicken was good, boy.
They got
It
one
was
in Buckhead.
good.
Too. They got one in Buckhead.
They don't cook them like they don't cook them like Bankhead.
You said churches?
Yeah, churches.
Oh man, hey look, when I first moved down here, I'm an old country boy from Louisiana.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell churches is.
Wait a
Man,
minute,
we used to go to
back
churches.
up, man.
Hey,
You
let
a
me
country
finish.
boy
Let
from
me finish.
Louisiana, right?
Hey, we'd go to churches and get 3 wings for $5.
Right.
The wings is like this big. Man.
Yeah.
I never seen nothing like that in my life, man.
Oh, you know
They
what?
had them chickens on steroids, man.
Hey, guess what? Check this out. Now, it's vice versa. I went to Popeyes, them wings was just like that.
Best chicken, real
So
chicken.
them wings need to be on steroids.
Hey, look, that's
right?
the best chicken
you
you
know,
ever ate.
And so, when you get the wings on steroid, now churches had a special. It was called 2-piece. 2-piece dog, right? The leg was big.
No,
thigh
everything was big.
right? And apple pie. And you get a pepper if you want it, right?
Yeah.
You go to Popeyes, right? You be looking, you open the box, you say, what? Damn, what is this?
You hit it again.
What
$5
is
more
this?
dollars.
What is this right here?
You all right,
And when
man?
you open up the box, right? The wing, you can't see it.
Hey.
You be looking for the wing.
Hey, you
Damn,
keep hitting the
wing?
mic. What you need, some Popeyes chicken? You need some Popeyes
churches,
chicken?
man. Say churches. I'm not. You talking about Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
When I retire, I'm taking Miss Nikki, and me and Miss Nikki gonna move to Puerto Rico.
You ain't moving nowhere.
Yeah, we're
man.
gonna move to Puerto Rico, right? And I'm gonna come back once a year.
Go to churches?
Go to Church's Chicken.
Man, that thing will be closed down.
Man,
Man,
I'm coming back once a year to go to Church's Chicken, right? You talking about Popeyes?
Popeyes got the best chicken, man.
Man,
Don't do that.
You say that
Popeyes got
because you from
man.
Louisiana, man. That's where it originated from.
You go to Louisiana whenever you go to Popeyes.
When I go to Louisiana,
Chicken different, man.
No.
Chicken
When I go to Louisiana, I'll be looking for churches.
Church, man, got no
Yeah,
church in
I'll be looking
Louisiana,
for
man.
churches, right? I'll be like, well, y'all got church. Man, they got churches everywhere.
They got no
Mississippi
churches,
everywhere.
man.
Man, hey, on the way to Biloxi, get off on exit 36 right
Biloxi,
there
man.
off of 10, and you can see a Church's Chicken.
That's Biloxi.
Man.
We ain't got no
Don't
churches
worry,
in
man,
Louisiana,
you got Church's Chicken.
You eat
Google it,
Popeyes
Google it
chicken.
and see.
Every time you go to Louisiana,
Man,
you eat
I'm gonna
Popeyes
hey,
chicken, man.
When I go
I
to
done seen the
Popeyes,
boxes in the back of the truck.
when I go to Popeyes, guess what I eat? Red beans and rice and mashed potatoes and gravy. That's it. They say, what about chicken? I don't want no chicken
You
from
eat
Popeyes. chicken, man, come on.
You eat the red beans and rice
Man,
is good?
yeah, I like the red beans and rice.
Hey, the red beans and rice are good?
They're good, man. Red beans and rice are good, man.
How about you don't like Popeyes?
Hey, mashed potatoes and gravy
Hey,
good.
you be jacking that chicken up, man. Tell
No,
the
this is
truth,
what
man.
I do. This is what I do, honestly. I go to Popeyes, I get red beans and rice, mashed potatoes and gravy. I go to churches and get the chicken.
You don't eat churches mashed potatoes?
Hey, man.
I thought it was good, man.
I say the chicken.
Oh. I ain't been to churches in a minute, man.
You ain't?
Shit, probably last year. I went one time last year coming down 85.
Oh, yeah? Well, you ought to try going on Cleveland Avenue, man. Get you some of that good church chicken, man. Why? I'm telling you. Why, matter of fact, let me call Miss Dickie now. What on the phone,
You
man?
get some churches chicken?
Yeah, get some church chicken. Let me see.
There you go. Churches chicken on steroids, man.
See, she got me some church's chicken. Man, that's good, man. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. I hope she got me some churches, man. She ain't answer the phone. Maybe she got.
No, she might be at Popeyes.
She
probably at Popeyes.
She have to take that back.
Eating in the car. I gotta eat before I get home.
Hey, she have to take that back. Do they let you give it back and get a refund?
No, Miss Nikki in the driveway eating cause Miss Nikki eating at Popeyes.
She like churches. Man, Miss Nikki love churches.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we love church. We're a tag team.
Dante don't.
I tag
Dante like
again,
Popeyes.
huh?
Dante like Popeyes.
Dante don't eat chicken.
For real? Mm-hmm. Since when?
See, Dante used to get a Happy Meal, right?
A Happy Meal?
Yeah. He used to, check this out. He get a Happy Meal. Happy Meal had a hamburger, french fries, a toy in it, and the soda, right?
Yeah.
He used to take the hamburger, give it to the dog, eat the french fry, and play with the toy. I wonder why the dog used to always come around and
he was happy to see that box, that Happy Meal.
I said, what the? So one day I peeked around the corner, right? He took the hamburger out, unwrapped it, threw it on the floor, right? Took the french fries off, and was eating the french fries and playing with the toy. He right it off. Damn dog, man.
Hey, you start buying them Happy Meals. That dog was happy not thinking home.
Man, that dog eat better than I was.
That's it. Eat the fries and play the toy.
Eat the fries and play the toy. Yo, man. Hey, I'm telling you, he didn't eat that. Now, you gave him some chicken nuggets. He ate those. So I told Nick, I said, stop getting him that. Get some nuggets. Just give him some nuggets and fries. Because the dog getting real good. Dog getting real good.
You been keeping track of that Puff Daddy case, man?
Man, you know what? Man, damn. Man, it's serious. Let me ask you something. Do you think that he was set up?
No, but listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because this is the biggest thing I hate about all this shit when shit go on. If somebody, because he did a lot of foul shit, ain't no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
But if he was doing all this, why you ain't filed a criminal lawsuit? Get this Negro arrested, lock him up, throw away the key. Yeah. Everybody keep going after money. I can't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what get me. And the way I heard, I missed the first, second day, but I saw the third day.
Right.
And it was showing a text.
Right.
The text is going back and forth, but this is early in the relationship. Right. So what I think happened, honestly. Like at the beginning, she was trying to get on. He got fame, he got money, he got power. She was trying to attach herself to that, and it didn't matter what she had to do to get on that boat. So she jumped on that boat. But then after a while, she started growing up and getting older, being like, I shouldn't even be in this. This is very disrespectful. Right. I shouldn't even be in this position.
And I'm your main lady.
Yeah, too. I'm your main lady too. So at a time, she wanted to get out, but it was too late. Now it was too late to check out.
Well, my thought on that, right? All the charges that they got from what they present to me, this is my take on it, right? It's a real bad case of domestic violence. That's what it looked like. Because now unless they call more witnesses, now they did call Don from Danny D. Kane, the group Danny D. Kane that he started, did call her, right? And when they called her, she said that I think it was 2008, 2009, somewhere, that she was cooking Puffy some breakfast. And he came downstairs and said, where the eggs at, right? He used another word, where them eggs at, right? And say...
What word to use?
Where effing eggs at.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, said that he picked up the skillet like he was going to hit her. She crawled into a fetal position, right?
Yeah.
And they went up the steps and said she could hear things like throwing against the wall, like that. So... to me, they still present a bad case of domestic violence, right? Where's the racketeering charge? Where's the other charges that they say they got on him, right? Yeah. I'm like, okay, we've seen the tape, and really that was messed up, right?
Yeah, big time.
But it's like she been in a bad relationship with bad domestic violence all the way through.
All the way through.
So I'm waiting on the other stuff that may do. And I want to ask you a question. Do a bad domestic case make it racketeer, make it all the charges that they talking about?
It ain't got nothing to do with the case is supposed to be about. They trying to paint him as this bad person, which he is.
Yeah,
he's hella. Yeah, that Joker has no filter. But at the same time, they gonna need somebody from like inside that camp could say verify everything. Yeah, that happened. He made us do this. He made her do that. Because if you don't have that, it's gonna be hard to connect them dots. Right. Yes, he's an awful person, but that's not what the case is about.
Real bad person.
He should have been locked up. He should have been filed criminal charges against him.
Yeah, and they can only really get him on the best.
They chasing the money though. Everybody, and I hate that about all the cases. They chase the money. Where's the legally he should have been locked up, but nobody pressed charges against him. Nobody filed nothing, but they're chasing the money.
Yeah. Well, now and they said this too. Now that she did settle with that international hotel for $10 million. She told me that. Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she said she got $10 million from them.
God, I didn't know that.
But this is the craziest part about it, right? When they raided his house, they found all the baby oil, everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the lawyers and everything got involved, they say, hey, he was rehabilitating himself, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't doing the drugs and all that no more, everything. When they arrested him in New York, he had 9 bottles of baby oil.
So
Yeah,
he went down lower than 9.
Yeah, he went down. He went from 1,000 to 9.
1,000 to 9. Shit.
He had drugs, right? And he had $9,000 in cash. So what it looked like he was finna do was finna have a freak off right before. Looked like he was on the way to have a freak off, buddy. They said that he had, he wasn't doing those things no more. But evidence showed, the special agent, evidence showed that he had 9 bottles of baby on. So that means he got rid of 99.
Hey, did you hear the part when he said he had overdosed?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
It kept that quiet.
Yeah. Well, most of the time he was blacking out because, they were talking about the drugs, the cocaine, right?
Yeah.
Well, they found that when he in New York.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So, these are the things that they found, right? And so where it make it look like that he still hadn't stopped. He had cut it down to a minimum,
yeah.
but he hadn't stopped. He was still freaking out. So what he was looking to do was find, with 9,000 in cash, you gonna send somebody to find him a freak.
Oh yeah.
So he could freak off. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that they are considering her the one that's being trafficking? They're considering her the one that the racketeering was against. They're considering her the one because, like you say, they hadn't brought nobody to stand but her.
That's a good question. And it's gonna be tricky because you'll have to bring somebody else in. But here's the catch-22. Them texts from the beginning in 17, 18, she was texting Puff, telling Puff, I'm ready for the FO.
That's what it said.
I wish you could have had that FO before you left.
Right.
And he sent text saying, can we do it this week?
Right.
What are we asking her? So at any time you could have said no and checked out of this. So that's gonna be the bad part because they got a lot of texts she was really involved into it. Like I say.
But there's also emails saying that, they were going back and forth and she said she don't want to do it. And
Right.
he said predictable. So, there's some stuff that's also showing she didn't want to do it, but she was forced into doing it.
She had every right to check out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gone. He leaving going out of town. Shit.
Also, too, my question too is, she said she was raped by him, right?
Yeah, you know what?
But then she had consensual sex, right?
Yeah.
So you was raped by him. Okay, let me understand this. You was raped by him, but then you consented, a monosol after or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused as to
And that's the catch to it because she a victim, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I think she was involved into it. She wanted it,
Right.
but at a certain point, she wanted to leave, and he like, no, you ain't going nowhere. And then that's when the blackmail, all the other shit started. Because I recorded this. I recorded everything you did with this other dude. You can't do nothing. You gonna do what I say when I tell you. But again, even before all that stuff happened, when she was dating Kid Cudi, if Puff was so crazy, how you go date another dude and behind his back? You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing stuff, you taking chances, playing with your life if he was that afraid. So that's the only thing I have with it. But you was the victim. But I wish she should have came forward then. Like, come forward then.
Well, the thing was, she's a victim all along, right? Going back to, when Don said that incident happened, and they said that he would go to the studio the very next day and give them flowers like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But why didn't you come forth in 2008, 2009, if you were, and that was serious, right?
Yeah.
It was serious from everything that was said, from everything they got from the text messages. It was real serious.
Let me ask you this question. Now, everybody that was involved, a friend saw this stuff happening, she getting beat up.
Right.
The bodyguard seeing this, Puff staff seeing this. Should they be implicit in this too? Should they be?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a conscience. If you gonna see something happening like this and you don't go to authority and tell nobody, what kind of conscience do you have?
And you dealing with this, you seeing what's going on every day. You don't have enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, your conscience ain't telling you this gonna happen to this girl.
That should make you
Stop
good too,
this.
though. That should make you good too. You a part
I think
of
you
it.
should. You let me go.
If me and you in the same room and I'm committing a crime and you watching me commit a crime, you don't think you should be accessory to that crime?
You are. I would be. Shit.
Right. So my thing is, right, if it should be him and everybody else that was around.
Yeah, and then they supposedly going get women and doing all this stuff. So if he get convicted, would they get convicted too? Because there was a part of the
they should. Yeah, they went. They did. Hey, that's like a job. You did what your boss told you to do, right? So you on the play clock. You getting the job told you. Say, hey, the boss told you to do this.
Yeah.
You did what he said do. So you should be convicted too.
Man, this shit is crazy, man.
Yeah. My thing is right. It was messed up from the beginning, right? For you to stomp a young lady, beat a young lady, throw something at her, that's you got to be out your mind. Something ain't right. Something's not right, right? So did you see that coming up in your household where you wanted to do it? 9 times out of 10, it happened when they were small. They saw that.
Yeah.
Did he see that? To make him do that to her? Not only to her, some of the other ladies said that he did it to them too.
They said they got a lot more.
They got a lot more. That's what they said.
That's crazy, man.
So my thing is, everybody that you met on in life, you abused them.
You abused them. That's crazy. And for nobody to say nothing. That's what they say this been going on for years, and nobody saying nothing.
Man, that's a punk. Yeah, his name Puffy P Daddy Punk ass, right? If you ask me, man.
What's his name?
Puffy P Daddy Punk ass. Come on, come on. I ain't see you hit. I ain't see you hit a security guard.
Nah, he wouldn't do that.
I ain't see you hit. Go hit 50. He was talking about you. I ain't see you hit 50.
Still talking. Shit, yeah. He's still talking.
That's what I'm saying. So you beating up women, man. Come on, man. That just, man. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, it is.
It's a disgrace.
It is.
And fellas, if you're in a relationship and it gets so bad that you got to beat up on her, man, leave her. Cause the daddy, he already done raised her. You can't raise her.
Yeah, my mama always said that. So you feel you ever got to put your hands on a woman?
Yeah.
I mean, she don't need you and you don't need her.
That's right. You don't need each other.
Keep that shit moving.
You don't need each other, right? Don't. I never played, and some people have playful in their relationship, I never played like that. Never. And I'm glad my wife never played like that, it's serious, right? Because to me, sometimes that can lead on to something else,
yeah.
Right? So never played like that. And my thing is, like I said, you cannot raise them, and she cannot raise you.
Yeah,
cannot do it. Your mother raised you, your father raised you. You cannot be raised by a person that's supposed to be your partner.
Yeah. And they say they got 8 weeks of trial, so this is gonna be a long trial, man.
It's gonna be a long trial.
It's gonna be a long trial.
And my thing is, they say she's a star witness, right? Well, with that right there, we had already seen the video, right? So to me, the trial had already started before the trial started because we've already seen that video.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see something different, right? Because what I'm saying, to me, like I said, is really a real bad case of domestic violence, right?
Yeah,
unless they trying to say that she said no and he made her do it against her will, then that's just one person then, right? But how do you distinguish that with them being in a relationship?
And that's the thing. That's the tricky part. So they got to have some super witnesses coming, man. They got to have some more dirt underneath that rug.
Yeah.
Got to.
It's wrong from the beginning, it's definitely wrong, from the beginning with this going on right there, I'm not a fan of domestic violence, when I read it in the news and everything like that, I'm wondering what are these people thinking about, that's my take on it.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
that's a good day today, man.
Oh yeah. Real positive, man. Real positive. You brought something to the table, man, which was good.
Man,
Tommy, you didn't have no job.
Need a fuckers headed home next time. Hey, peeps, we need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe. Y'all get them comments, say something, let us know what's going on, how y'all feel. I see we got some views, people viewing, but I need y'all to get in there and say something on the comments. Say what you like, what you don't like, and get at us. Like and subscribe and get at your boys, man. We will see y'all next week.
Inside the Real Room Podcast. We out.
Keep that damn head off.